Listen, what you did was
I've already told you human dignity, so.
Well, human dignity, you can't account for dignity in a secular worldview. What is dignity? It's just whatever you think dignity is. So tell me this real quick. You have rights. They're inherent.
Okay. Are you talking about legal, moral, or human? Let's omit legal, right? Because I'm talking about in a hypothetical
Literally
society.
any.
Okay, moral and human rights.
Yeah.
And for me, it's rooted in the philosophical natural law.
Natural law is Catholic. You don't believe in Catholicism. You would have to have God to back up natural law.
Okay, but that is what I developed my beliefs around because I used to believe in God.
No, that's it. If you don't appeal to God for your natural rights, you're making a naturalist fallacy.
Okay, I believe in God.
That's a fallacious argument.
How do you know that I don't believe in God?
Because you told me.
Okay, well, I think this is like a really ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous? So where do you get your rights from if they're not from God?
Okay, so again, I still subscribe to the human rights theory, which is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. If we're not going to go talk about God or naturalism, right? Which is that every human being has universal, inalienable rights that are fundamental to each person. And so this is what the UN subscribes to and stuff like that, regardless of whether there is a government in place or not. So is that sufficient to you?
No, that's an axiom. So all you're just saying is, I think we have inherent rights because I think we have inherent rights.
I think we have inherent rights because we are human beings who deserve to be treated with compassion, love, and respect. And I don't think you think that. So
yeah, but
that's pretty wild.
But the question comes in here. Let's say that a group of people doesn't believe in these inherent human rights, right? They don't believe in them.
I mean, there are definitely groups that have.
Yeah, they just don't believe in these inherent.
But for certain people.
Yeah, they just don't. So what is it that protects those inherent rights for you?
Well, you're right. There is typically like a system in place of
force.
It's not force per se.
All force, right?
But
name anything that's not force.
But there's a way to
rights.
isolate those people.
With what? Force?
I mean, not necessarily. Not
what
every
else could you isolate them with
force.
if they don't want to be isolated?
Well, not every arrest is made through force, right? Like they might.
Yeah. Well, actually, all arrests are made through the implicit threat of force. Either you come with me or else, right?
Sure.
So that would be force, right? You would agree with that? The implicit?
Yeah, I mean, just this inherent topic to me is very, just like violent and seems like a moot point. Like, but I mean, I feel like we've talked this through.
No, I haven't talked it through yet.
But you can continue. I mean, I don't really have much else to say on this. But I've already
it's
clarified.
a critique of your worldview so that we can understand who you're appealing to for these so-called rights you believe everybody has. In this case, it sounds like you're banking on force from men to protect your rights. How are you not banking on the force of men to protect your rights if you say they're inherent, but all these inherent rights require force?
Well, also men is a generalization. I mean, again, there are a lot of people who are currently working to enforce the system of government that we have. It's not just men, but
they all rely on male force, don't they?
I just told you that wasn't true. I mean,
okay, can you tell me how that's not true? Like, what agency of government doesn't rely on male force?
No. My point is, it's not all exclusively men. There are men and women and everyone else as well that work to protect people here. Like in the army, it's not like if you're using force, right? The army isn't just male troops. So like you're saying male.
Yeah, there's women who aren't allowed in combat for the most part, almost ever, unless it's by accident, who are in the military as paymasters and things like this, but they're not the executors of force. There's not female armies being fielded to protect people's rights.
I'm not super interested in this line of questioning because it just seems like an inherently misogynistic question.
If you're interested in it, I want to know the worldview.
I think you care because like it's your podcast and like I'm kind of ready to move on.
You know what? In your next argument, I'll just say, well, I'm just not very interested.
Okay. Then I'll just talk about my point.
What does that do?
Well, you're not really letting me talk or like,
I'm just asking you basic questions. You refuse to answer them. That's it. I just wish you would actually answer the questions and then we could get somewhere, but you just refuse to. I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? And you're like, well, I just explained it when you didn't actually explain anything. And then we get to the root of it. So what you keep doing is appealing to patriarchy for your rights by saying, I would never say I appeal to patriarchy for my rights. You say, hey, I want to appeal to men because we need men in order to protect us from the patriarchy, which means you're appealing to men for your rights. It seems like it's a big circle, so I'm just trying to decipher it out. That's it. That's it. Okay, I'm not gonna engage anymore. All right.
I already told you I just don't have anything else to say on this. So I feel like we've had a good conversation. I mean, I've enjoyed hearing what you have to say, but I just don't have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would have enjoyed actually critiquing the view, but since you don't make the view available,
you already have for the last 15 minutes.
You've just been very evasive and you've been very unwilling to actually answer questions, even when you've contradicted yourself. You want to acknowledge it. So.
Okay, well, we can take a little.
I'll have a smoke.
There's more prompts, but we'll take some audience questions. There's some super chats that we can get to. So we have, let's see. We have Just Gerald here with the $100 super Streamlabs message.
$100.
Thank you.
When women say, I wish I would have gone to school or focused on a career instead, I hear, my children are preventing me from freedom. If only these kids weren't alive, I could be happy.
All right, Just Gerald, thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right. And if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to like the video, please. And make sure to... if you're watching on Twitch, go to twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub. And, that's weird. Did that not go through? Okay. Going to get the soup chats here. We have Cole Marshall. Why would anyone... This is from earlier. This came in.
I saw this. That's funny.
Why would anyone care if you leave? Who are you? You're supposed to be defending your worldview. W. Andrew from Cole. Thank you, Cole, for the super chat. Do you want to respond to this, or?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. My name's Kylie Brewer. I'm sort of like an up and coming like activist type person. I feel like I have my goal here was to educate just about feminism generally. So I'm sorry if that hasn't like held up to your standards. But yeah, if I do leave, I think the debate would end. So I think that might be why people would care. But anyways, thank you for your comment.
We have Chaotic Fuzz. Why are you letting her hold the debate hostage? She's being a child saying, if I don't get my way, I'll leave. It's disrespectful to the platform and listeners.
I think it's disrespectful to be talked down to the way I am. So that is why it's not just about like leaving and holding the platform hostage. It is rather a fact of protecting my integrity, and I will never let myself be in a place where I feel unsafe or like I'm being belittled. So if that does happen and continues to happen, I will leave. And it's not a reflection of, the platform or anything. It's just like for me as well. So.
Okay. We have Lucas here. Ma'am, kindly address your emotional dysregulation. It's unimpressive, but more importantly, a telltale sign of an intellectual mediocrity flailing away. Wow, a lot of big words here, Lucas. In the undertow of cognitive dissonance, fallacious logic, and ultimately a fully metastasized mind virus. Do you want to respond to that from Lucas?
Sure. Lucas, it sounds like you pulled out your thesaurus for this, so congratulations on that. But I would like to say my IQ is relatively pretty high. I'm not going to like talk about where I went to an Ivy League, but that doesn't matter. If you disagree with me, you're going to hate what I have to say regardless of whether I'm intelligent or not intelligent. So, but thank you for watching regardless.
Thank you, Lucas, for the message. Little Miss Feminist isn't interested in debating, only educating. Bad faith debate. Do you want to respond to that? Thank you, Rezel, for the soup chat.
For me, like a debate is about exchange of knowledge. So if it doesn't become that, and it feels more like an ad hominem attack on me, I just will not talk.
Well, what a debate is to me is the refutation of ideas, or it can be the sharing of knowledge, also the refutation of ideas. We're here to debate feminism. The idea of debating feminism. I'll even grant one point that my opponent got, which was me dunking on me, right? Was that I confused the Mankind Initiative with the Mankind Project, right? So that's one thing.
Cool.
One thing I even did, right?
Appreciate
I
it.
dunked on myself, right, by misspeaking on one of these things. So there's a concession, but here's what I won't do. What I won't do is let you cross your arms and throw a fit and refuse to engage. When you go, no, I'm just not going to engage anymore. It's like, well, then we're not having a debate anymore. So
That's
I'd like to
fine.
get back to the actual debate. And I'd like to
I
continue
really like
with
don't have
force
as much of a
doctrine.
stake in this as you do. So like I'm
I don't
genuinely,
have any
if we
stake.
end right now, I'm more than happy. Like I'm so serious. I would go and like lay out in the sun, enjoy the farmer's market. I'm here
so
just
you're
to like.
not, so why did you come to a debate if you're unprepared to debate?
Oh, because no, I'm not unprepared. I thought we were gonna have more of an exchange, and this feels more like again like an attack. So that's why I'm not
That
having
feels-
very much fun.
I mean, look, I don't think that's a fair characterization of the exchange
Sure.
you guys had. There was a slightly...
it's open to interpretation.
There was a slightly heated moment exchange from both of you at the beginning of the show. I think it's okay. We're going to continue on with the conversation. Allow me to let... we have about 3 chats coming through, and then we'll get back to the debate. Rachel Wilson says, this is Andrew's wife here.
Oh.
Nobody's
Hello.
talking down to you, princess. Uh-oh, she wants to do a call-in. Do you want to talk to Andrew's wife? Maybe she can get some. I don't know, but okay. Andrew is just beating your arguments easily, and you feel embarrassed, so you're pretending he's insulting you. Okay. Thank you, Rachel, for that. Appreciate it. Donner, page 199, section 6.3 of the NIS-4 shows all the stats Andrew pointed out about female perpetrators. Anyone in chat can look it up. All right. Thank you for that.
Even though she said she looked it up in 2 seconds, even though there's no
missed
possible way.
Somebody says unmute. Okay. Thank you, Andrew. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we have two chats coming here, and then we'll come back to the debate. So we have, one sec, we have Glocktavius. Thank you, Glocktavius.
Glocktavius donated $100. Kylie, you said you have a high IQ. What's your IQ?
I haven't taken an IQ test in a while, but when I was a child, they had me evaluated for having a high IQ because I was like talking really young and all these things. But the last time I took a test, I think it was like around a 150, but I don't know currently. It was a while ago.
150?
Yeah.
That's genius level.
And I know you're going to say I'm not, so it's like funny, but I know you probably think it's ironic.
I didn't say anything. I just said that that's considered genius level.
Thank you.
He was about to congratulate you.
Oh, sorry. I'm on the defense a little bit, but thank you. I appreciate it, Andrew. I appreciate it.
Poor me. I just have an average IQ.
Okay,
Literally,
we have
average IQ.
And you know what? Look, here's a little, a lot of the soup chat's been a little mean. YOLO Swaggins says you're hot.
Thank you.
So if it's any,
Thank you, YOLO Swaggins, for that. That does actually make me feel nice.
Thank you, YOLO Swaggins. And then final chat here, then we'll get back to the debate.
Six-Pack Chad donated $100.
Thank you, Six-Pack Chad.
I didn't go to school for 4 years to be talked to like this. The girl boss can't handle the big meanie Andrew. You are the most insufferable broad I've ever seen on this show, including the hookers.
We have had a couple hookers.
Yeah, I've actually had that said to me quite a few times. So I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm glad you like Andrew and like you guys have that sort of connection. I think it's important to have people that you look up to in content and stuff.
And so getting back to the debate at hand, Andrew, did you want to continue on with the force doctrine conversation?
I do. But I need you to actually engage with my inquiry. The reason I'm giving you, maybe I can
I thought we were going to switch
explain it.
topics. Oh, we're staying on this one?
So